Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Dearlove, Homicide Commander for the Atlanta Police Department. Today I'm joined with Lieutenant Haywood of Georgia State University Police Department and our lead investigator, Investigator Clanton. Today's case update will be for the shooting incident that occurred at 100 John Wesley Dobbs Avenue, Northwest, that occurred on October 29th. Some background on this case. Zone 5 Patrol received a call for several persons shot at this location. Upon arrival, they were notified by local area hospitals that 4 gunshot victims arrived and were being treated. Of the 3 treated, 3 are stable, and 1 is currently still in the hospital with critical serious injuries. From the very beginning, Georgia State Police and Atlanta Police Department have been working collaboratively to identify the suspects involved in this case. From what we understand as of now, that this was an incident where an argument occurred and suspects and persons of interest identified escalated that dispute to a shooting incident where 4 victims who did not have any involvement were shot. As I stated, Investigator Clanton and Georgia State University Police are working diligently together and have obtained several surveillance footage cameras of our persons of interest. Investigator Clanton will lead on these individuals.
Good afternoon. I'm Investigator Clanton. At 5:02, in the video that you have before you, you see 2 groups of individuals exchange words. At 5:06, you see another individual in purple coming back to that same location, and he has what we believe to be a firearm in his right arm. At 5:07 a.m., shots rang out, striking the 4 victims that get in between the crossfire. The videos and pictures that you have before you are what we believe to be a person of interest. The male in purple is seen discarding a firearm and changing his attire immediately after the shooting, leaving the scene. So any identification of these individuals will greatly aid in our investigation.
So we're going to start the video back over. Can you just, once we start from the beginning, can you just kind of point out what they're seeing?
Gotcha.
Just so it's 100% clear for them. So here we go.
The individual before you is wearing a purple hoodie. We believe that he is a person interested in this case being investigated. You can see him carrying a firearm, and then shortly after discarding the purple hoodie that he was wearing and coming back in all black clothing. This is the male depicted in a purple hoodie carrying a firearm. The 2 males that you've seen running are also suspect in the case that we believe to be fired back at the guy in the purple hoodie, hitting the 4 victims in the crossfire.
Thank you. As I stated earlier, this is an extremely urgent case for us to get these persons of interest identified for this investigation. If you may, anyone have any questions regarding our case?
How many total suspects were there?
Currently, we have 3 persons of interest identified that we're attempting to identify that was involved in this shooting.
I mean, what makes this case so urgent to make sure that we figure out who exactly are involved in this case?
Well, just the background on it. We have a group of individuals who found it prudent to escalate their fight. You can see one was walking away from it to bring a weapon back in an area where there were multiple people and decided to have a shooting at that location. In this city, we address violent crime, and that's what we're doing. That's why it's urgency. It's urgent for us to identify them and get them off the streets.
Do we have any sort of motive, reason why the argument escalated from this point to what we saw?
Still working to determine. Once they're in our custody, we'll do some interviews and interrogation and understand why they did it. But that's not important. What is that we have 4 individuals shot that had nothing to do with this incident. So we need to protect our citizens, and we're working with Georgia State University PD to identify these individuals.
And building off that, I mean, how important is it to make sure you have that safe rural area, especially with so many college students around that area?
Throughout our city, we have to provide safety and security for our residents all over our city. So it's just for our city. Thank you.
The 2 individuals that we see running, do they have a weapon as well, or you've only been
So the two individuals, we do have them with weapons as well. So that's going to be our three for this incident.
They were all armed.
Yes, they were.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.